The way that they made Bridgerton more diverse and inclusive is so clever. I mean, when they started, I was thought to myself, okay, this Shondaland, it's not going to be an all-white show, but I really wasn't sure how they were going to do it. I thought either they were going to make it color blind, which is not, what it is color conscious, which is different. Color blind would have been if, the Bridgertons were all different races and, genetically you'd be like, I don't know how that happened from those people, but that would be color blind. So I thought it would either be that or they would change the storylines to make it work more within the way that race shaped history. So I thought, okay, maybe Sophie will be, instead of a bastard, maybe she'll be half Indian, and maybe race will be the issue instead of her birth. And instead they went in totally different route, which was to sort of make it a slightly alternate history, to decide what if Queen Charlotte was of mixed race? And people think she might have been. We're never going to know for sure, but people think she might have been. She certainly had some Moorish blood, but it was a long time before, so we don't know if she actually looked as if she was mixed race or not. But what if she was? And what if that was accepted? And how would that have changed society? So they twisted society a little and created something new where just race just isn't as much of an issue, and this is just the way it is. And I think it's lovely. And I do think it's something that's a little bit easier to do in film than it is in a book because it's a visual. And so, for example, if I'm writing a scene where my characters are walking down the street and I'm not going to describe all the people passing by. I don't need to. I might say they're passerby, but I'm not going to describe each one of them. You'd be reading, being like, why is she doing this? This is really boring. However, if you're watching a television show, you'll see the people walking down the street. So you will see the diversity of society in Bridgerton without somebody having to bang over the head being like, hey, look, this person walking next to them has locks. Whereas in a book, you would have to make more of a deliberate point to get out all that background information. And I do like the changes. I think the more people who can see themselves in the story, and especially in a story that is joyful, is great. And if I have to decide between perfect historical accuracy and more joy for more people, I'm going to go with more joy for more people because we're not trying to make a history piece anyway.